Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi, viewers. Come on in. Let us know if you can hear us okay, you can see us okay. If you can give us a thumbs up or yes in the chat, we would really appreciate it. Let us know that you can hear and see us okay. Because listen, I did all the tech things today, so I just want to make sure it's not my lane. So I am doing it. I have done it.
You did
So we're on all the platforms. I just want to make sure again that you can hear us and you can see us okay. Because listen, we have a great show. And so we want to make sure you get all the tea, all the tea.
Yes.
So I was just saying, gosh, when we miss one Monday, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right getting back in the seat. So we're excited to be here. Happy Monday, everyone. It's 6 p.m. So you know what time that means. It is Green Table Senior Care Talk Show time.
That's right.
So again, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode on the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show, where we raise awareness. We share insight and we offer support to those who are navigating senior care, entrepreneurship, all the things here on the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show. I am your co-host, Jessica Wright.
And I'm Ishonda Blue.
And we are your senior care experts. And so, again, we thank you all for joining and tuning in with us. We say hello to our viewers that are here every Monday. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for tuning in every Monday. We appreciate you. Shout us out in the chat so I can say hello. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Sandra. Hello. I see the hearts. I see my people. Come on in. And to you newcomers, welcome. This is the community to be in. Listen, this is going to hit every single household. So you need to be in this community so you can know how to better serve your loved ones as a caregiver, what they need to support them to live their best lives in their last days. And so, come on and join the community. We love to have you. Hello, Devana. Hello. Good to have you on this evening. And so listen, Ishonda, we always have new viewers. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about who we are?
I was looking for a link, but I found it just in time. Thank you. Hi, we are your sisters. We are registered nurses. We are your senior care experts. If you don't get anything from tonight about knowing who we are, know that you can count on us, depend on us. If you need information about the senior care industry, if we don't know it, we can find it. We can connect you to referral sources. Yes, that is a big part of who we are and the purpose of this show. But we are your number one provider for adult daycare services. We have been doing senior care now for 18 plus years, and that's scary. But anyway, if you need senior care, we can help you, and we can point you in the right direction.
All right. Well, you heard it here. We are your senior care experts. Anything you need, just give us a call, DM us, reach out to us on the website. Whatever you need, we can help you.
Yes.
All right. Well, listen, we have a special guest on with us this evening. We don't want to further prolong the time, but our topic tonight is faith, function, and female wellness, a holistic approach to healing chronic illness. We have Dr. Sinclair. She is on with us tonight. She's no stranger to the Green Table. She was actually on with me when we had our healthcare professional brunch on a couple of Fridays ago. She came on the Green Table. We had so much good conversation. And so I told her she has to come back on a Monday and do the Green Table. And here she is. And so without further ado, I'm going to read a short bio and we're going to bring her on because we have some good things to talk about. So Dr. Sinclair is a board certified family medical physician with over 15 years of experience treating chronic illnesses, supporting women's health, and promoting preventive care across Southwest Georgia. After years of practical traditional medicine, Dr. Sinclair felt called to explore a more holistic path, one that gets to the root cause of illness and embrace natural healing methods guided by faith. Listen, I'm going to bring her on. I'm going to let her talk more about all the things that she do with her holistic approach and with her experience. So without further ado, you all give Dr. Sinclair a warm round of applause.
Yes. Welcome to the green table.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies. What an honor to be on the Green Table Show. Wow. Thank you so much.
I can't wait to hear and learn from you today. I miss y'all when you were at the quarterly brunch, so I didn't get a chance to hear everything, but I'm front seat today, so I can't wait. I can't wait.
So listen, it's all about connections. We were actually at a event in Albany, a women's event.
Women's Summit, Business Summit.
A women's business summit. And Ishonda and I, we bumped into Dr. Sinclair and we made an instant connection. And and she said, I have to be at the brunch. We invited her, she came, we reconnected, reignited. And so, it's always purpose. When something just continues to happen, it's purpose behind it.
Yes.
And so we got to make sure that we are fulfilling the purpose of why we are connected and how we can get the information out and support and help people just like you.
That's right.
So, okay.
Yeah. So let's just dive in. Let's dive in. My first question is what is functional medicine and why does it matter? Can we just educate the audience? What is that?
Sure. So functional medicine is a deeper side of, I guess, conventional medicine. Conventional medicine being the term we use to describe what you typically see in modern day medicine. So when you go to your primary care physician and your specialist, that whole array of services they offer to diagnose you and offer treatment, whether it's by testing or labs, that is conventional modern day medicine. Functional medicine goes deeper than that. So that is more on the surface side, the traditional conventional medicine. And when you start applying functional medicine knowledge, it takes it more to the root cause, exactly what is going on a cellular level in the organs, what's going on as far as the blood is concerned, what else could be causing these conditions and symptoms that is completely outside the body, including external factors. What are you putting inside your body? How is your body responding to external stress? So all these are taken into consideration when we are referring to functional medicine, and it actually gives a bigger and a deeper picture as to what the cause of your situation may be.
Wow. So tell us more. So what does that look like? I understand it gets to the root cause. You talked about some of the external factors. So what does that look like?
Okay, that's a great question. So for example, we'll use a common example like headaches. And so for most of the conventional medicine, when somebody has a headache and a persistent headache, enough for them to come to the doctor's office, the most natural thing we're thinking about is, natural and reflexive thing based on how we're trained is, okay, it's probably blood pressure related, or it's probably a vision issue. So you'll tend to see us asking those first questions. And now, especially in Southwest Georgia, we'll throw in allergy symptoms too. Well, functional medicine looks more than that. So let's say your blood pressure checks out fine, you don't have any vision issues, or you just went to the eye doctor, everything checked out good, and no, I don't have any allergy issues. So now most times with the conventional medicine, it kind of ends there, and you're probably given our symptom medication, right? Go get you some ibuprofen. It's probably maybe migraine, so go try this and let me know. Functional medicine takes it a step further. Tell me more about your diet, because some foods actually could trigger internal processes in our bodies that actually physiologically cause your body to go one way, and that can cause a headache. So a headache, as far as functional medicine is concerned, is not always something that could be fixed in itself, but it's a sign of something deeper. How is your water intake? Are you dehydrated? A lot of people don't even realize they have headaches just by not drinking enough water. Or is it a side effect to a medication they're taking? Or could it be something that's deficient in their gut, in their diet? These are all other ways that could be presented as headaches. And with functional medicine, it takes all that other stuff into consideration.
Mm,
A deeper look.
I can see now. I can see why they leave that stuff out. So I'm guilty on the water and, and all the other stuff. This is really good. So wow. So getting to the root cause, embracing natural faith-based solutions. Do you want to talk about that just a little bit?
Yes, of course. So my approach includes faith. Actually, faith is the fundamental in my approach, because that is the way the Lord has guided and instructed and led me to practice or shift how I practice medicine. Before I'm a physician, I am a believer. I am a daughter of the King, and so I firmly believe this is not medicine, and being a physician is not a job for me. It's not a career for me. It's my calling. And the Lord has literally transformed that to incorporate his purpose and my assignment as far as his people and healing is concerned. So that is why you cannot, for me, personally and professionally, I cannot separate faith. And the scripture he gave me when he started walking me through this is 3 John chapter 1, verse 2, that says, "Beloved, I pray that you will prosper in all things, even in health, just as your soul prospers." So one of the things, how this even started, I've been doing primary care for over 10 years. And I noticed a lot of times patients come to see us. We do what we've been trained to do in medical school. We do the labs, we do the diagnostic studies, come up with a diagnosis, give medications. But a lot of times patients were coming back. I know my patients who are very open with me, they would come back. They were not nervous. That's one of the things, and we can touch on that later in the show. But they would come back and say, "Doc, I really appreciate it, but I'm still not feeling better." Or I did get relief initially, but the symptoms are coming back. And so I noticed all we were doing, at least for some of us, is increasing dosages to medications or adding other medications. And a lot of times it was adding new medications to combat the side effects of what we gave you already. And so it was just a downhill cascading effect. And yes, the patients kept coming back because they trust you, they have a good rapport, but I was not seeing the healing the Lord talks about. When he's healing, it is complete healing. And so I had to go to prayer. I had to take this in prayer. I'm a believer. I was like, "Lord, I'm inviting you even in this. You've called me to do this." And I said, "I don't see the healing that you have reassured your people. Why are they coming back? What are we missing?" And so the holistic faith-based approach came into being when he instructed me, "I want you to start getting to the root cause, and I want you to look at the different wellness pillars of every patient who comes to you." And that includes praying for the patient. And so he literally helps me and guides me into what the patient needs. If it's something that is not even physical, but is presenting physical, he will bring that to my attention. So the whole thing just came about by partnering with the Lord and understanding he is the great physician and I am only his vessel, and he does all the work and I'm just being used by him to take care of his people. That's how that whole thing came into being.
I love it, because it says healing beyond the prescription pad.
Yes.
So you have to go beyond that. And, you know, what is important and what really struck a chord when we talked was that, you know, so many people, we go in, we talk to the doctor, it's boom, 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 you know, fast paced, they in, they out, they give you 5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, and talk to you, write a prescription real quick, and they in and out. And so you can't really talk to them. You don't really feel like you get a good understanding of what's going on. But you're talking about doing a holistic, you're going in open, listening from God, and then looking at all the things that you are presented. And so that's what really, you know, draw me to you and wanting to talk to you and bring you on for our viewers to hear this.
Yes. Thank you.
I know this is probably, I guess I'm jumping ahead, but I'm interested to know: are you taking new patients?
Right. That's that. I need
You know, where are you located at? What does that look like?
Well, let me see what the chat said. I know they said. Let me go to the chat.
Miss Shonda she's not wasting any time.
Because I want to be whole and I want to be healthy, and like you said, I want to be what the Bible says about me.
Yes.
And we you know, you just talked about what happens when we go to the doctor, and I want something different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know what, to your point, actually, because I have been in practice as well, and there's so much that's out of our control, and there's so much that time, we have such a huge time constraints, and I always used to feel so bad for patients, because I know for me, I wanted to educate, I wanted to teach them. There's so many conversations that cannot happen and do not happen in your doctor's offices. And so I really struggled with that, and I tried to squeeze in as much as I could. But when you have so many other patients, you gotta have to figure out a way to get the information out there. And so the last couple of months, the Lord, I'm in a transition phase where I'm beginning to see how this is gonna look like in practice in our Albany area. But in the meantime, though, one of the things that He's tasked me to do is educate as many people as possible, especially women. And for a couple of reasons. First, there'll be a lot of things they will learn to help them start mitigating a lot of their chronic conditions just at home. There's a lot of, you know, we just tell you, just take this medicine, call me if you need me, or just lose weight, end of discussion. So patients are left like, okay, lose weight. I mean, what does that even mean? Or I've been busting my time in the gym. I finally got my gym membership. I'm working out 5 days. I'm not losing the weight, but the patients don't get to have that conversation with the provider, the physician, the healthcare practitioner. And so they default to asking neighbors, Googling, and there's a place for that. But unfortunately, because we become very inaccessible to patients as a whole, the whole healthcare system is making it very difficult for good and true and genuine information to be out there, because we're just not able to do that for the public. And it's something that we should. So in the interim, He had me launch classes, literally where they come in, because part of this is for you to know what you need to know from a non-prescription perspective, and know what questions, have some triggering questions that will enable you to go back to your physicians and ask very good questions. Or when they do tell you stuff about your labs and your diagnosis, you will be so equipped, so knowledgeable, and so empowered to have a very nice dialogue. Even if all you have is 7 or 10 minutes, you're going to leave there feeling like you learned something, because I would say 99% of people come back and say, I don't feel seen, I don't feel heard. And I was there, but I had 10,000 questions. We never even got to one, because my doctor just said, let's get these labs. Today we're ordering your mammogram. And that was the end. And you're not going to see them again for 4, 5, 6 months. A lot can happen in that time.
Right.
So that's one of the things that we are trying to do in the next couple of months, is educate as much as I can. especially to women who are the nurturers of every home. They are the nurturers of communities. So we get the ladies, and they're the ones who come in as caregivers. They're the ones who come in with so many questions. I know this because when my male patients see me, they're like, "Doc, let me call her. Give me 1 second, because I'm not even sure." Yeah. They call their wives, their mothers, their daughters, their significant others all the time. And I was like, yes, Lord, the women need to be on the forefront of this education, and then they will easily transcend to the males and the children. So many things children are dealing with, they should not even have to deal with that kind of stuff at all.
Yes, yes. So listen, women, we're sounding the alarm here on the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show. We need you all to chime in, because you are the vessel, you are the nurturers, you are the ones that everyone look to, for you to take care of. So we need your ear. We need you all to tag other ladies in the chat, share this on your platform, because listen, we got to get the word out. We need to be healthy, we need to be whole, and we need to do it the right way. And so we need to tune in into this live. So if you're watching it on replay, please put replay in the chat, because listen, we have something here for you where you can do a deeper dive with the physician, get your questions answered.
Yeah. I have a question. I heard you say something about sometimes we don't realize what's going on with us, and it could be something due to stress. And, we talk to family caregivers, and we know how stressed they are. Women, oh my gosh, some women have husband, children, careers,
grandchildren.
They have a senior family member they may be taking care of. They have church. I mean, the list is
goes on and on.
Yeah.
Can you just touch on that, about that stress, and if you, from a holistic standpoint, what would you say to that?
Absolutely. Stress is a huge deal. It's something that we assume that you know about, but we don't conversate in reference to how stress affects your health. And what I've noticed doing this holistic approach is stress is usually the culprit a lot of times as to why physical symptoms are manifesting in a patient. So one of the things that I do is I educate women, and I really go deep in terms of what I call the wellness pillars. I didn't come up with the name, but I do use the word wellness pillars. And I dive deep into what else could be causing the stress for the patient. So I don't stop at you're just stressed, get it together. I go deeper, and I conversate with the patient, and I give them tools and things they can use for self-reflection to get to the root cause of why they're stressed. Is it a financial issue, which would be under the financial wellness pillar? A lot of patients, they'll tell you, oh, I'm not stressed out. I'm working, I'm career driven, and my marriage is right, my children are okay. Yeah, but you're having financial issues, and that is presenting as a stressor unconsciously. For my believers, I tell them, if your spiritual wellness pillar is not being nurtured, that is stress for some women, especially women in ministry and women who are relying on their belief system. They're relying on the Lord, on the Holy Spirit to help them navigate life. If you're not praying every day, if you're not nurturing that aspect of your life, that wellness pillar of your life, we got a problem. I've spoken to several women. They'll come in with a physical issue, but when we get deep and I get to the spiritual aspect, why? Because this is important for them. That's actually their cornerstone, really. They'll be like, I haven't even been to church. I haven't even been praying like I do. I don't journal. I don't read the word. And I used to. And then all of a sudden, while talking to me, they're like, wow, oh boy, I really need to get back in with my prayer time. That is something that needs to be discussed. Or something emotional is going on. Yeah, you're stressed, but stress is a very, very, it's a very large term. It's very non-specific. Stress could show up as grief. You haven't completed your grieving. So when I dive into potential grief issues, and grief does just not mean someone has died. It could mean you're grieving a divorce. You're grieving your children leaving your home. You're grieving a changing career. You're grieving menopause and not accepting that now you're in a new phase of life. So we touch on grief because that could be an emotional stressor, or maybe you're having some mental issues, some depression that is not being addressed. Lack of sleep is another issue that could be a stress related, and everything is revolving because you're just not sleeping well. Quantity of sleep versus quality of sleep. You're saying you sleep 10 hours, but when I really get to the root of it, girl, you're waking up tired than when you went to sleep, and you're confused because you're like, I slept 8 hours because, Google says 8 hours is what you need. Well, it's deeper than that. Some people can sleep 5 hours, but it's the quality of sleep. Do you wake up every hour on the hour? Are you worried? And that's causing a sleep deprivation. So all this is under stress. And so you see how you're coming in with a headache. I label you as stressed and I tell you, get it together. Do you see how I've not done you any service because I've not literally gotten down to help you know what the root cause? If it's grieving, we can send you for some counseling. If it's a spiritual issue, we go the praying route, scriptures, reading biblical affirmations. These are life-changing things, and not even one have I even prescribed a medication, and you get a solution.
Well, Dr. Sinclair, you just diagnosed and treated me on tonight right here. And just out of transparency for me, because, just life busyness, I haven't been in my prayer closet like I should have been. I haven't been going to church. I'll tell Jess, so I'm just going to watch it on TV, and I'm feeling a little bit more stressed. And that is probably the main reason why. I'm just being transparent. I hope it'll help somebody. But what if you go to your doctor and your doctor tells you that?
Wow.
That is just amazing to me. Amazing.
That's what I'm saying.
Because now we're in the fast-paced microwave, everything is so quick. And so just to hear this, it's just really so refreshing and so hopeful, that someone that he has someone. He always has someone for us. And so right. I'm just thankful and grateful that you heard the mandate and you are standing up to the call, and we're going to help you sound the alarm here on this platform. And so we want you to share how our viewers, how we can connect with you, how can we
the education.
Get the education, the holistic care, all the things. Tell us.
Awesome. So my website is a great place where everybody can sign up, especially my women, my sisters. They can go to www.drsinclair.com. And just by signing up on my signing in link, they'll start getting information on events and all these masterclasses that I've started rolling out. That's one. Within the website, they can also register for masterclasses. Actually, today I start the ones for June. These are gonna be probably every several weeks. But the June calendar is already out. We're going to be diving in. It's a whole 90-minute session with me. I'll be telling you what you need to know, giving you all the non-prescription stuff that you need to try, you need to work on, and empowering the women. So when you go back into your doctor's offices, you know exactly what's going on. You know what to ask when they tell you what's going on, and you can ask on behalf of your caregivers. So the master classes are chronic illness series. They're called the Nourish Her. So like tonight, we're going to be doing hypertension and heart disease. Next week, we're gonna be doing diabetes, kidney disease, and then we'll have one for inflammation and gut disorders. This will be a great place for them to come learn, ask me any questions to help them. And then that's one other way. And then the third way is just following me on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. It's really good because I've created a women's community. And this is where I do weekly teachings and actually tie in faith with our health. We've been teaching on fasting, on soul issues, soul ties, prayer, whatever the Lord gives me. So it's a nurturing environment, a safe space for the ladies. And we do teachings on Tuesday nights when they're relaxed and at home. And so they just have to just request, because it's a private community, it's free to join. And there they'll get a lot of very good information. We've seen testimonies come through because, the Lord has his way. And so he gives his daughters what he wants them to know. And I'm telling you, I've had mind-blowing testimonies, and sometimes I'll just get on there and I'm like, okay, this is what we've been told we're doing. And they'll be like, girl, this is what I needed. And it's helping people wake up, and it's helping people know it's more than just what you think. There's a lot of unseen stuff that you really need to be very mindful about and be strategic and intentional. And my biggest mandate is to empower people to be your best advocate. It is time to take back the control from the doctors, the practitioners, from Google. No one knows you better than you know yourself. So if you learn how to present your symptoms, how to present your questions with empowered knowledge, you're unstoppable. And healing has to be your only option. And so those are the ways they can get in touch with me and send me messages. Email is on my website as well. And like I said, I've been sent by the Lord out of the doctor's walls, out of the church walls, and we're just going out there. So there'll always be an event like this amazing table talk that you all gave me an opportunity to be on. So if they can just stay tuned, they will see stuff, and they're more than happy to reach out in any way possible.
Yes. Now I missed the group name because
Yes.
I'm trying to get in the group.
So the group name is inside my Facebook. So so my Facebook page is St. Clair Sumaili, first name, last name. But then inside the group, they can type in "It's Live with Dr. St. Clair," and that's the women's group. And it's really it's getting out there, because one lady will get in and she's like, woo, and then she'll get another one to request to come in. And we're just here to get the Lord's people healed and get people to start knowing what's going on. You cannot have a diagnosis and when you're asked to explain it, you tell me, I don't know, my doctor said I do. That's ignorance is no longer an answer that we're going to entertain. You're going to be able to say, this is what I have, and this is what's going on, just as supernaturally and simply as possible. But there's a vast void in understanding as a whole, and we got to break that. We do.
Yes, I agree. And so I am just so glad that we had you on this evening. I just feel good. I feel that this is what the Lord ordered. This is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to sound the alarm. And I feel that this is going to go forth, and this is going to touch so many lives and help so many families and caregivers be able to understand and be able to go back to their doctors and be able to ask questions and get the answers that they need. And so I'm excited we're doing it right here on the Green Table Senior Care.
I got one more question. And I'm going to let Jessica close us out. But I don't know if you've heard of the statistic where Dougherty County is like ranked 8th in the nation for people being diagnosed with Alzheimer's and dementia. And I was somewhere talking about it, and someone asked me, well, do you know why is it so prevalent in Dougherty County? And of course I didn't have the answer. And I didn't know if you had any thoughts on that. I don't know. That's just kind of interesting that Dougherty County 8th in the nation.
Yeah. Now that's interesting. You actually bring that up, because just recently I was putting together some information concerning cognitive disorders, dementia, Alzheimer's, and actually the link to diet. And for me, my personal thoughts on it as I'm putting the research together, Dougherty County comes up very notoriously, unfortunately, for, higher ranking in a lot of diseases, cardiovascular diseases, but also in addition to that, it would definitely, even with sexually transmitted infections. And so I don't know if it's because of a racial disparity for the most part, because they look at different races. And I think, a lot of times the Black race in general, African American population in general, seem to have a lot of disparities as far as access and healthcare is concerned. And they seem to be the sicker of all the other races. That's just even on a national level. So a lot of it, though, I do believe is tied to diet. We have very high obesity rates, and I wouldn't just say it's Doherty. I think Doherty provides most of the data, but I just think in Southwest Georgia, period, our diet is unbelievable. We have a lot to work on, and now that I'm beginning to see the tie and the connection between cognitive decline and eating habits. All these fried foods, processed foods, we're just getting stuff out of the can. We're just eating whatever leftovers. The cheapest foods are the unhealthiest foods. But because we're seeing that, there's a lot of cholesterol disorders now, a lot of diabetes now, a lot of morbid obesity issues, and all that is being tied to dementia and Alzheimer's. So to me, it does make sense, because as a whole, our Southwest Georgia nutrition aspect is completely nothing to write home about. We need like a complete overhaul. And this is where educating the diet is most important. Now, you can't wait till you're 80 when you already have age appropriate selective amnesia, so to speak, for you to start bombarding an 80-year-old with all these nutritional things. The damage is already done. That's why we got to sound the alarm early, from the get-go. That's why children, we're seeing some unbelievable issues with children, and it's stemming from the diet. But how can parents do better? How can moms do better? How can women do better when they don't know what better is? And so we just have to turn the whole thing. But Ashana, to your point, yes, I personally, with what I'm reading, what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, diet is underlying to all these dementia, Alzheimer's. Absolutely. There's definitely a correlation to those.
Okay. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Great conversation. Great conversation here on the Green Table. Listen, the viewers, they're loving it, they're hearting it, they're liking it. So listen, viewers, go over to Dr. Sinclair's page, like her page, join the community, share this live, tag them on in the comments, get this out there, because this is great information that we need to know to make us better. Not only us, make our communities, our families, our region, our state, our nation better. And so that's what we want to do. And so we need your help. We can't do it by ourselves. We need you to help us sound the alarm. And so we can be better, and we can take back our health, and take back our wholeness, and take back our wealth. All those things that the word says that we're supposed to be prosperous, even as our soul prosper. And so I believe that, and I declare that. And so it is so. And so we just thank you, Dr. Sinclair. And again, appreciate you coming on. And if you would stay on and when you go backstage, and I want to make sure I get all your information so I can make sure I put it in the chat and get it in there right, so our viewers can be able to follow you and find you. All right. Thank you. All right, viewers. That was good.
That was good.
That was good. And so listen, you just never know what you're going to get here on the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show. We want to bring it. We will bring it. And so listen, you need to make sure you are tapped in every Monday at 6 p.m. here. We are live. Put your notifications on. Subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on all social media platforms, because listen, we have a mandate to sound the alarm, to help caregivers be better, to be able to empower caregivers, to be able to bring solutions and wholeness.
Yes.
And so That's it. That's the wrap. Here on the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show. We will see you here next Monday.
Next Monday.
Next Monday, we may have another special guest. I don't know.
Yes,
Shonda's
we will.
cooking something up.
Mhm.
So again, stay tuned. Be here next Monday, 6 p.m. We'll see you here. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.